Hey y'all, welcome back to your girl's channel. It's your girl Niah Shontae, and I'm finally back with another video. I know this is long awaited, but before we get into this video, I'm gonna let you know I have two videos coming. My updated BMT packing list video. I have a lot of comments and questions and things of that nature about the things that I took to BMT and what you should or shouldn't, what I feel like you should or shouldn't take, and all that great stuff. And I'm gonna go over that in a separate video soon come. And then I have a tech school video that I will be uploading, and then we'll be caught up to speed. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into my BMT experience. So first of all, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna start off with the night that I got to BMT. So the bus ride, people want to know about the bus ride. I know I wanted to know about the bus ride. Honestly, it was nothing interesting. We couldn't really have our phones out. We were told to, like, it wasn't forced or like, you know, but he advised us and told us to take our phones out and turn them off, pretty much. So we had a bus driver who was they were, I think, a veteran, and he just gave us this motivational talk. And then when we pulled up to Lackland, I was expecting to get yelled at, and I didn't, surprisingly. I don't think it was an MTL, that's why, but he came on the bus. There were MTLs out there, nobody yelled at us, honestly. He pulled up and he was like, you know, get your stuff together, get off the bus, don't talk, hold your stuff in your left hand, get in single file lines. Yeah, go ahead. And we like got off the bus. Like, it was crazy. Like, I was like, what? I was kind of scared because I'm like, when they gonna start yelling at us? Like, is this a trick? Is this a plot? Is this a ploy? But it wasn't. It was not that bad. So we marched to our dorms. I'm skipping over like unnecessary information, but like we marched to our dorms. And I ended up staying in Disneyland. Shout out to 320th Squadron. Yeah, we marched to our squadron. I took them to Disneyland, like I said. And we had a male MTI. Sorry, tech school in me. We had a male MTI come and get us from where we were at, and they can't be in there past a certain time, I believe. But this is like the first night, so he basically like showed us what we were gonna be staying. It was like, get in the shower and go to bed, period. We were like, okay. So I didn't even get to see everybody's faces. We're all in the shower butt naked together, quickly. First night. And then we went to sleep. Next morning we had another drill sergeant. She was one of my favorites. And she was like, wake up, hurry up. That's how she said. We always mocked her. And if you were in the 320 Train Squadron, you know who that is. I don't want to say any names just because I don't want to do that. But yeah, she was, and I have never jumped out of bed so fast. Like, I have never hopped out the bed that quick before in my life. So that was funny. And so 0 week. 0 week is kind of frustrating because you put in all this work. You feel like you're just progressing into the BMT experience and getting closer to graduation. Whole time it's called 0 week. Like, as if that week does not count that you've been there for a whole week. Like, it's frustrating. But I know that I got issued my PT gear. Like, day 2, we got issued our PT gear pretty quickly. We got issued our PT gear, ECWW, gloves, and OCP cap. Yeah, we had a fitting for the OCP cap. So we did all of that. 0 week. We had a briefing with the commander. He just kind of gives us a pep talk about BMT and the military experience and I think like the weekend of 0 week, we did our first PT session. We didn't do like a PT test because you do 2 mock PT tests and then the actual PT test. But I don't think we did the PT test. We just did like our first session of PT like that we'll be doing every morning. And we did PT in the morning, thank God, because I know some people did it later in the day and I don't know how they did it, okay, out there in that heat. It's not a joke. So then we roll around to first week. First week is where things get a little bit more interesting. I do have like journal entries to try to keep me on track. I'm not gonna read every single one of them. I will read some of them. But on March 25th, 2022, I don't know if this is what it happened or what, but okay, so let's go back a second. For reference, I went to BMT March 15th, 2022, and I graduated May 5th, 2022. So this is now, I think, first week. Somebody, listen to this, y'all. This is just like, keep in mind, we're still learning each other. We're still getting to know, like, we're progressing in the BMT experience, and we've been throwing a huge curveball. Somebody has lice in our flight. Now, this was just left field, because in our flight, we had things going on, like there were people who were getting rashes because of the shampoo, I believe, or something like that. And then there were people who hands like just dry skin, okay? Like I was one of those people. My hands were going through it. I had what is this? I had dry patches on my hands and they were scaly. Like I was a little worried. I was like, is my skin go back normal? Like this is not okay. And my cuticles were like busted. Like it was just a wreck. I don't know why that was happening, because even like it's not like I wasn't using moisture, but people say it's because of the hard water that Texas has. I don't know, that was not okay. So people were experiencing like that on different parts of their body, like I said, rashes and all this other great stuff. So we had an appointment to go. We had somewhere to go. Like when you're in BMT, you get a schedule for the week, so you know what you're doing for the week. However, we weren't where we were supposed to be. We were like sitting outside the chow hall and just looking crazy, like people doing what they got to do. We just sitting there, and we had like the athletic trainer, like, who has rashes, who's experiencing this, whose head is itchy. Keep in mind, I have no idea what's going on. I didn't know nobody had lice, okay? So he going around and he's checking people's heads and checking people's this, that, and third. And then they take us upstairs. They're like, okay, so this is the situation. One of y'all got lice. So now everybody gotta get treated for lice. And yeah, we're like, somebody has what? Like, come on now. We already got a lot going. We already here. It's a lot going on already. And throw lice on top of it. So that was a whole situation in itself. We end up switching dorms. So we were Bravo stairwell, and we were on the 4th floor, and we moved to the 2nd floor, which was one of the best things that ever came out of that situation, because child, going up in 4 flights of steps was no joke, okay? So that's the good thing that came out of that. However, it was a lot going on. Like we got prescribed medicated shampoos, medicated lice shampoo. We had to throw away so many things. We couldn't use so many things. We throw away brushes, combs, hair ties, all that types of stuff. We had to throw away, we had to clean up the dorm. Like we had to like bundle the pillows, bundle the sheets, bundle all of this stuff. Then we had to, we couldn't use product on our hair. And that's okay for certain people, but like all of the people who have textured hair in my flight were like, what you mean? We can't use conditioner, can't use leave-in conditioner, can't use shampoo, can't use nothing else, no moisturizer, no nothing. Okay. And yeah, we were just looking a mess, to say the least. We were looking a hot mess for like a couple of days because we had to like wait. We had to use the treatment one day, and then like 7 days after that we had to use another part of the treatment. It was like a 2-part treatment, and then they want us to go through our hair with that little comb. Y'all, I couldn't do that. I'm so sorry. I couldn't do that comb thing. I'll use a shampoo. I have this much hair and it's about this long. Don't get me started. So yeah, that was an interesting experience. It was just a lot going on. And we had like a athletic, I'm not gonna get too much into it. We had an athletic trainer who came in who was really disrespectful, and I didn't like him. After, like, I didn't know him, but after that situation I was like, you deserve to be fired and demoted and with all the other things, because he was so disrespectful. So that was March 25th, I believe, or around that time. That's when I wrote it down. We also, I can't talk. We also got our cat, we did the information and took the pictures for our cat cards. And with that, I think it's like week 2. Yeah, it has to be like week 2 now. So we were giving, you know, information, just like whatever. And they were like, oh, beneficiary, so your mom's gonna be a beneficiary. I was like, yeah. And because we're going through so much and we're doing so much all the time, like I have, what I'm doing at BMT is on my mind like 90% of the time. The 5%, like yeah, 95% of the time BMT is on my mind, because that's what I'm doing. Like my whole day is constructed for me, and I'm thinking I'm in class. If I'm not in class, then I'm in child. You got procedures when you're in child, when you're like, it's just RLA, like it's just so much going on. So she was talking to me about my beneficiary and my mom. I'm like, my mom, I miss my mama. And I kind of cried. I was like, oh my God, like I miss my mama. Ooh, like it just kind of hit me like, dang, I got a life outside of here. And that night we ended up getting letters. I was like, this is the perfect time, because I was my feelings a little bit. And so we got letters, and that was just like a good plus. Everybody was so emotional, writing, like crying and all that great stuff, because they missed their family, which is understandable. And yeah, it was just kind of good that we got letters that day. And then on this day, March 31st, we had like mock fire drills. And you know, they were always unexpected. Somebody like our sergeant would come in and be like, it's a fire, it's a bomb, it's something. And we just get up what we're doing and leave. And he did that twice in the same day within like the span of 30 minutes. And it was hot outside. Like we were like, bro, we're trying to get stuff done. I'm in the middle of RLA. RLA is like folding clothes, making sure that your area is squared away type thing. So I'm in the middle trying to get like fold all these clothes on my bed, all this stuff. And here he comes screaming fire drill and bomb drill. And we have to get up, go outside, line up, then detail back just for him to do it again. It was so frustrating. I was making friends week 2. Okay, now April 1st, now it's the week 3 of training. We got issued our name tapes first. Like I think 0 week when we first got there, 0 or first week, we had to like sign a paper of like our names so that they can put on the name tapes. And we got issued our name tapes, so we knew that our OCPs were coming. But we already knew that we were getting our OCPs in the 3rd week of training, because like I say, you have a schedule for the whole week and it shows you what you're doing, where you're going, all the appointments and all that stuff. So clothing issue is an appointment, because you have to try on the pants and the blouse, I believe, the blouse and the boots and all that good stuff. I was scared. Okay, so like my first PT test, mock PT test at BMT was terrible. We never, okay, the run, we never did like a full mock of the test. Like we never did push and sit-ups. That was on your own to do. But the run we did practice. So y'all, I was running right, and they were like, track. Okay, and that just means you need to get over. So she was, the lady, or one of the athletic trainers, she was like, if they tell you to track, just get all the way over. I've ran track before and I knew, but I was just trying to follow directions. I wasn't thinking. My run time was like 20 minutes because I was all the way on the outside of the track, and you need to, like, it's just your best bet to stay on the inside of the track. So from that, then on people like track, I'm like, you just gonna have to go around me because I don't even know which way you're going, coming from. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I gotta do what I gotta do to pass this PT test. You gotta do what you gotta do. Just do it. Shit. So I was all at the end, the outside of the track running. So it was like 20 minutes. And I was like, I practiced my running plenty of times prior to going to BMT, and I always ran a 14 or 15 minute run, and I think our max was 16:20, something like that. So yeah, I was kind of pissed and defeated a little bit. I'm like, now I'm scared. But you know, our second run time I dropped like a whole 5 minutes and some seconds because I was running on the outside of the track. So don't do that. I don't care what, I don't care how many people yell track in your ear. Just be like, y'all better go ahead because I got stuff to do. Okay, I'm trying to get up out of here. And then like with RLA, which is like I said, like folding clothes, RLA gets harder because you get issued more clothing. So at first you just have your PT gear. You go to clothing issue, you get your blues and you get your OCP. So now you have all these clothing items to make sure there are no strings, there are no wrinkles, it's folded correctly, it's in the right placement into the wall lockers, and the socks are rolled correctly, your underwear, your bras, like all of that. You have to make sure all of that is together, and it's a lot of clothes. It's not a lot of clothes, but it's a lot of clothes to tend to. Like you have 4 sets of OCP pants, you have 4 sets of tops, you have 4 sets of shirts, 2 short sleeve, 2 long sleeve, 2 pairs of pants, and a skirt. Girl, you gotta make sure your shoes is on the right display. It just, you're like, it's too much. But I mean, it's not that bad, but like when you're going through it, like compared to like having little to no RLA, and now you got all the RLA, it's a lot. And it's a lot that goes on with people stealing clothes. You got your laundry mark on, people still stealing, people mark your laundry mark out, people steal shirts, shorts, pants, bras, all of that is gone. And it's like y'all live together. So it's like, one of y'all got it. Like, it's crazy. But overall, like, it was drama. Like, a lot of people want to know about the drama as well. And in my flight, drama, you're going to have drama. Especially with a female flight, you're going to have drama. But I'm gonna say that our drama wasn't as bad as other people's dramas, like in other people's flights, because what we overheard, word of mouth travels, and we don't have nothing else to go off of. But word of mouth travels, and people were physically fighting each other. People were like just being real bullies. Like, I don't really think we had a lot of that going on. I was really blessed. A lot of things that female flights went through, we didn't really go through. We did have our ups and downs and like petty little stupid stuff. Personalities clashing and just you know what I'm saying, regular schmegular stuff when you stick 50 to 40 girls in a dorm and they have to share everything, they have to work together as a team. All of that types of stuff happens. It's to come. And I had brought this mainly for tech school, but I end up using this in BMT, and I'm glad I did because I kind of like wrote little things. I kind of like wrote little notes for each day pretty much. So I started this on the 3rd week of training. So this day I got my run time down. I was so proud of myself, and I was like, I knew I could do it. Like I knew I was tripping. Like, anyway, so oh my gosh, also 3rd week of training we got base liberty. So before that, I feel like the 2nd week of training we got a patio break, which is just like a break that we could actually go to the vending machine and buy snacks and, you know, all that fun stuff, like junk food, like just what was there. You have money, you can buy it. I didn't buy anything because I didn't bring my card downstairs, and somebody had to let me upstairs to the dorm, and it was timed, the patio break, so we wasn't having that. Like, we could just write letters, we could talk, all that stuff. So that was like a good little relaxation. But This time in the 3rd week of training, we had a base Liberty Day, and this was kind of close to my birthday. So this was what I did for my birthday in BMT. We had base Liberty on the 6th, my birthday was on the 8th, and it was kind of like, that's how I celebrated my birthday in BMT. So basically we got to go by ourselves to one of the mini malls. I don't even remember because it's like a south and a north, and I don't remember. We got to go to one of the mini malls, which is like a convenience store, like, or a small grocery. It's just like a small Walmart, kind of, sort of, not really. It's like a small gas station, but like plus more. I don't know. But it has like other food inside. It had a Popeyes, it had a Subway, it had a Domino's, and then it has like the convenience store gas station side, like with chips, cookies, drinks, soda, all that type of stuff. So that's what we did. I had Domino's pizza, picked out, ate a whole pizza by myself, candy, because at this point we haven't ate this types of stuff. Well, I haven't, because some people who had the patio break got to eat like hot Cheetos and whatnot, but we haven't ate this stuff since we were home at this point, and this is the 3rd week. So for 3 weeks we haven't ate no junk food, majority of us. So I was so excited. I had a pizza, hot Funyuns, gummy worms, cookies, ice cream, milkshake, and then my dearest friend Jewel, she like wrote me a birthday card, and she bought me, I didn't tell anybody it was my birthday in BMT just because I didn't want to make a big deal about it. I'm here, like, it is what it is. But she made me feel so special, so I will love her forever for that. And then on April 7th, we received our cat cards. Mine looks like a prison. I look like a prison inmate. Story behind that is we kind of knew we were going to get our cat cards, but we asked our sergeant, our MTI, before. He was like, no, you're not getting no cat cards. We're not taking no pictures. And so we get to the appointment. They're like, yeah, we're going to take a picture. I'm like, oh, gosh. I didn't want to look like this. So I look like an inmate. And in BMT you have 2 drills. Well, we have more than 2 just because different circumstances, but you get 2 MTIs, one in the morning and one in the night. It's like a shift. We had about 10 sergeants because we had one who was temporary, one who never came, so somebody filled his place, one who stayed with us the whole time, and I love that man for just sticking out with us because we was a mess. And then we had another, it was so many people that we came in contact with as far as sergeants. Like, we just never knew what was gonna happen that day. Also, 3rd week of training, we started doing clothing PCs, which is, PCs are progress checks. So they're making sure that our clothing is up to par. Like I said about RLA, that's the whole purpose of RLA, because 1, you just need to have it together. 2, they're gonna do a PC on it and see, are you understanding what the standard of the military is, like, for your clothing to look like and whatnot. And then we started doing open ranks, which is us getting in our blues and, you know, having our inspections, making sure that we were wearing the clothing properly and it's neat and organized and crisp and stuff like that. And then, oh my gosh, one of our sergeants played music while we did RLA. That was so nice because he often played music, though. They often play music for us, like even different sergeants, but he started it. Like, it's like prison. So the little things we are so excited about, we are so happy about. And then my family sent me lots of letters and birthday cards and stuff like that in the mail for my birthday, so I got to look forward to that and to read those. Saturdays and Sundays were pretty cool. I think we did do PT on Saturdays, but after PT, like, we really didn't do much. Like, we would just be in the dorm doing RLA. Like, and every flight is different because some flights will tell us, like, after we, you know, graduated BMT, they'd be like, yeah, we did all types of push-ups and we was outside and we was doing this on Saturday, we was doing that. I'm like, we did not do that. I don't know what type of BMT experience y'all had, but we did not, that was not our lifestyle. Like, we did not, that was not us. Okay, I think we got it good in one of the best squadrons. Yeah, argue with your mama. With some of the best sergeants, and just like, we just had a cakewalk. Like, I can't even sit here and lie to you. What? How I went from 3rd to 5th? Anyway, we started doing fest procedures, which is something, I don't know how to explain it. It's like kind of combat readiness kind of skills. And we had like a PC on that. And we had like a T-triple-C PC. That sounds funny. That's kind of later on, but yeah. And then April 12th, we had picture day for our blues, you know, like the famous like military picture day with your blues and flag. And, oh, it's so funny because like you're dressed from here up and then you have on OCP pants and boots at the bottom. It's kind of funny. And we're all like cute up. It's funny. But my pictures came out cute. I might insert a picture, I might not, I don't know, we'll see. And that day that it was picture day was Black Flag, I'm seeing. It was so hot. We had to march to over there, and it was kind of like a far walk. And that walk was no joke. Like people, like we got to do our makeup for this picture day, and some people were sweating their makeup off because it was that hot. And then I guess I've got the EOC coming up. So closer like in the weeks of training, I'm just studying and doing RLA and trying to pass my PCs. And I think, so for my clothing issue PC, I think the second one, like the real one, I missed one item. Like I got one marked off. I think I had like a string somewhere. But other than that, you know, because I think you had to have like, it's some type of spectrum. Like you can have 5 and still pass, but over 7 is failing. I don't know, something like that. But your girl only got one thing marked off. So I was doing, you know what I'm saying? I would love to do RLA. Like it was peaceful to me. Like I just would just not talk and just, sometimes I would talk. Sometimes my friends would come over. All we did was talk and barely do RLA. I loved RLA. Okay. So April 13th, the 5th week of training PT test is coming up next week. So this is 4th week of training that we did the fest procedures, picture day, and like the other PCs were in the 5th week of training. And it seems like reading this, it seems like it's going by so fast, but living it day to day, it's kind of like, can't go any faster. Like I'm tired of being here. Like I'm stuck here every day. Like it's like a bad dream. Every day you wake up, it's like the same day because you're doing the same thing. Not the same things, but it's like wake up, PT, wake up, get yelled at, go to PT, go to bed. Like it's just the same schedule, kind of, sort of. Like it's weird. So April 14th, it was our first day wearing blues. We wore it to class for no reason because I know we didn't have open ranks. And I talked to my mom. We got calls every week. Yeah, we got a phone call every week. The time of the phone call just depended on our behavior and which sergeant was letting us get a phone call, honestly. So I think that's like a COVID stipulation that they're kind of weaning away from now. But we got a phone call every single week. And my mom was talking to me about my dog and how she knows how to go up and down the stairs now because she's getting big and she's a big girl. And my family bought their tickets to come to graduation at this point. And I was just like, I got to make it out because like it would just hurt me to not graduate on time. And then my family have now invested money to come and see me graduate and all this stuff. So I was really just grind mode, pushing myself to do anything and just excel. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I was an overachiever in BMT and trying to be the best of the best. I was just trying to get through it because I was over it. I was just trying to get through it. And then we had 30-minute run days for PT sometimes, just depending. It was like on Thursday. But this was our last 30-minute run before like the real deal, so it was getting kind of serious. I'm not gonna sit here and give every single detail because I just feel like it's a part of the experience to experience BMT, like, and your experience is not gonna be the same as mine anyway. So I'm just kind of like going over what BMT was like and what I did. So I think on this day, I had my moment where I went off on somebody. Because it was like little things building up, and then I kind of was like, you know, not very dramatic, but I was like, listen girl, you gotta get your together, because you can't keep doing shit like this, because I'm gonna lose my shit. In so many words. That's not what I said, because you're not allowed to cuss in basic training. You can get in trouble for that. So I was very much trying to hold it together. And everybody who knows that story knows that was kind of funny. If you were there, and you know, it was kind of funny. Because it seemed like something so minuscule, but it wasn't. It was like the bigger picture. I was like, she has one more time. And I can't do it no more. So now it's 2 weeks to graduation. I took my time, miss my family so much. And so for my final PT test, I did 45 sit-ups, 30 push-ups. The run, I didn't know the run time. So for the run, you get like a little chip, and then they like, you wear it while you're running, and then you get your run time after that. They go off of that. I did think I timed myself on my watch in BMT. However, my last run time was 15:23. So I know it now. Great day to be a gator. I don't know, I have that in here. And then we did our final PC, RLA, PC, progress, appraisal thing. And I passed, of course. And at that point, I don't know, the food was not that bad, but like closer to the end of graduation, like closer to getting to graduation day, they started slacking off. I don't know what was going on, because I had some bomb meals in BMT. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. And that cereal with the granola looking stuff, that is fire. Like, what? And I would make like little breakfast sandwiches all the time. I kind of miss BMT breakfast. But I was really surviving off of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and cereal towards the end, unless they had any good sides that I felt like I wanted to eat. And being in BMT, your eating is all over the place. Like, I ate salad every single day. However, I would eat like salad, cereal, and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I would eat brisket, mashed potatoes, and peaches, and cereal. Like, it was just all over the place with chocolate milk. Like, it was just a mess. You ate what you could eat because you didn't want to be hungry until you ate again, kind of thing. Then we had like, there's this thing called like blue rope. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like when your MTI is trying to become a blue rope, because they have like different ropes that they wear on their MTI hat, and you have to march as a flight for sometimes like an hour or so. It's the most annoying thing ever. Yeah. It's not for you. They criticize you and your marching, but it's because they have to know to point out those mistakes in being a blue rope. Blue rope? I think it's a blue. Yeah, blue rope as an MTI. So they're like, trainee did not pivot on the left foot. Trainee did not multiple trainees failed to. It was annoying, because I was like, I do not want to participate in this. And sometimes we got off the hook, like I didn't have to participate, because they'll like need half of a flight, or they'll use our brother flight instead, or it just depends on which MTI or what our schedule was like, depending on which flight they use. It was so annoying, because it would be hot outside. I'm like, I am not trying to go out there and march in my OCPs. No. Certain people were starting to drop off the flight. Like, we had people in med hold, we had people recycled, and now it's just the saddest thing ever. And I do keep in contact with some of the people who that happened to, and it's just so unfortunate, because it's like you have experienced this whole process with each other up until this point, and at this point it's like you're in the 5th week of training now. Like, you have one more, like, what, 2 more weeks until you graduate. So we've been here majority of the time together, and to see them go, and you know they're disappointed, and you know what I'm saying, it's very heartbreaking. But at this point now, I think this might have been the end of 5th week, yeah, and we were preparing to go to Beast. So Beast week, I don't really have anything written down for Beast week. It's so funny. Actually, I'm not gonna spoil that for y'all. However, Beast week was fun. It was fun. I don't want to lie. It just seems like I'm lying. I'm trying to remember. Beast week was fun. I did have fun at Beast week, because it was hot, but it wasn't like rude. It was hot, but it wasn't like that hot. We did look crazy. We had PT gear on with green OCP socks and our boots on because we can't walk around in the terrain without our boots. I think that's what they said. I don't know. But Beast Week was 3 days for us. So okay. When we got to Beast, right? They're called cadres. They were yelling at us like how I felt like I should have been yelled at when I first got the BMT off the bus. They were like, get off the goddamn bus! Get up, hurry up, hurry, get off the bus. We were like, what? And we have our green duffel. I don't know if y'all ever seen a green duffel. Google it. Google military or Air Force green duffel. That thing is huge. And the thing was filled to the top because we had a packing list of all the things that we had to have. Yeah. And they were telling us to run with this. And then we had 2 canteens full of water because we weren't allowed to bring our actual water bottle. So the canteens were like this big and we were supposed to put them in our pocket. And then they gave us a MRE. We were running with, I wish they would have recorded that. That would have been hilarious. So yeah, it was 3 days. The first day, don't remember what we did, but we had like EC and like, we had EC at Beast too. But it was kind of fun because you learn the best procedures and you walk around with you go everywhere with your M4 during Beast Week. That was annoying. And then sometimes we had to wear battle rattle, which is a helmet and like a vest, bulletproof vest. It was, I don't know, it just felt like a whole bunch of bricks, honestly. And then I don't remember all we did. Beast is only 3 days. Like, you do the obstacle course. We did do that, which was fun. We did the course where you have to like kill the cadres and like see who survives, what groups, and you have like different teams and you have different strategies of how you're going to survive and attack these people the correct way. So that was funny. And when we died, my group, I died. I'm gonna speak for myself because everybody didn't die at the same time. So we got out and I'm doing good, right? I'm over here like, fire trigger safe, fire trigger, okay? And this man, he goes, watch out for those people. And I'm like, what people? Because some cadres are good and some cadres are bad, but you don't know the difference between the two. That's why you just kill them all. But you have to, okay, wait, you can't kill them all. You have to do it within reason, like if they are a threat to you. This man has like a cannon of some sort and he goes off. He says, it's a bomb. I said, but you have the bomb in your hand. He's like, so basically he was a suicide bomber that killed himself and all of us. He said, yeah, all of y'all are dead. I was like, bro. And we had to lay on the ground like we was dead. It was funny. So, and we didn't do PT at Beast, my sector. I was a part of Phantom. We didn't do PT, just, I don't know why. And I wasn't complaining either because somebody was looking up early in the morning. All you hear is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. We was like, I don't know about that. So that was Beast. It was fun. I have fun. And I did KP duty. Definitely do KP duty if you can. I was told to do KP duty, but nobody directly asked, oh, who wants to do KP duty? And like people raised their hand. They said, who got the highest PT scores? And everybody just stood there. We like, shit, I don't know what you finna have us do. And I definitely wasn't gonna raise my hand. He said, you, and you. I said, I don't have the highest PT scores. I was throwing myself under the bus. I'm like, listen, I am not the one you want. He said, y'all doing KP duty. So we got to shower separately from our flight because we had to go there at a certain time. And we was just serving food. And then after that, we would sit down and we would relax and eat our food. And we got as much food as we wanted. We'd go back and get more food. And versus like everybody coming in at one time and being yelled at constantly, just like at the child hall back at the in BMT, constantly being yelled at. You didn't have to experience that. Like, I got to eat in peace and talk to my friends, and we got to eat good. it was good. Moving on, I guess now this is 6 weeks. When we came back from Beast, we had one day, or it was either it's so we went to Beast 3 days. 2 days we either came back and took the, I don't remember. Okay, yeah, we came back from Beast on a Thursday. We had to unpack. It was sand all up in our clothes. It was just a mess having to unpack and wash all that stuff, because washing clothes with all those people is not fun. Let me tell you right here, right now, that ain't no fun. So we got back from Beast on a Thursday, and on that Friday we had the EOC, and everybody's like, oh my god, I gotta study. I do not remember what I got on the EOC. I want to say it was like an 85 or something. I'm just trying to remember, but I don't, because it's like we take the EOC, then we have to wait until the scores are released, and then we can see what we got. But like, if you didn't pass, you would know that you didn't pass, because you would have to retake it. But I passed the first time. The EOC was like our last graduation requirement. So after you come back from B's and you take your EOC, like, it's not a whole lot to do. Like, it is, but it isn't. Like, you still have to do PT and stay on schedule. Unfortunately, we had to do PT. Even though we did our like 5th week PT, like our final PT test, we still had to do PT. We did have more graduation practices and stuff like that, but it was kind of just like we were just passing time to get to 7th week. I also was a part of a study, a bone marrow study that did like bone stress. I don't really know how to explain. I was a part of a study in BMT. I think everybody has that opportunity, I believe, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so I would get to wake up in the morning on specific days out the month and not go to PT, and go to the hospital with this lady, and she was really nice. She was really cool, and we listened to music in the car, and we would just sit and get to read magazines and like catch up on the outside world, and then go back to good old life at Lackland. And we would just do MRIs. So they were just doing MRIs through our BMT like cycle, like through our BMT like time, to see if like the running and all that stuff does like affect our legs, and do we have like shin splints. It was mainly for like shin splints. Also, in this week of training, this is not the time to relax. Like, even though like you're almost done and it's not much to do, don't slack up and don't think that things are sweet, because they will recycle you real quick. They're like, oh, you think it's funny, you think oh, okay, recycle. Yeah, we'll see you. And you're this close to graduating. You don't want those problems. So people were getting recycled for like stupid stuff. So it's best to keep, even though you don't got nothing to do, you know what I'm saying? It's not really nothing going on. Keep your head down and do what you're supposed to do. And I was writing during EC, and I was like, today better be my last time working EC. This better be my last night working EC, because now it's the 3rd. We graduate on the 5th. So yeah, and we picked up our photos that day, and then we made our dream sheets in BMT. You don't have to, like, you just know how to access your dream sheet and to make them. But I did change mine, but when you get to tech school, you'll just quickly realize, like, oh, they're gonna tell you that they know where you don't know where you're gonna go, but they already have that figured out for you. By the time you get to tech school, you're just not able to see it. You'll be able to see it the next week. I did change my my dream sheet, but clearly that didn't matter, because there are people in other flights that are in my classes for tech school that we're all going to the same place, because they already had this all figured out for us. None of that stuff matters. Like, literally, it doesn't matter. And I stopped writing after that, because I graduated. That was my BMT experience, really. In the swiftest way I can put that, that was my BMT experience. I left there with some people who I feel like are my family, And you know, even though distance and I won't be able to see them that much, like I really grew close to some of these people, and some of the people went to my tech school, and we all made a group chats, and it's just that is, people say it's the best fun that you never want to have again, and I can definitely agree. When I was in there, I was like, this is not the best fun. No, this is not the best fun. This is not that. But looking back on it, I really did enjoy myself, and I enjoyed my experience. And I'm just grateful for my experience, because I've heard some people, I'm like, and I'm like, like I said, we had a cakewalk, and it wasn't just that bad for us. And you know, you learn from other people, and you learn, people come from all types of different backgrounds, and all of the people have different reasons as to why they're joining. And it's just eye-opening. And yeah, I'm so glad I joined when I did, also because there has been a lot of changes made to BNT. So I've heard that Beast Week is now 2 days, because you do, like, you go there and you do like specific things, and then you come back. Like, I don't know, I can't speak from knowledge, because my Beast Week was not that, and they changed the runtime, and it kind of got a lot of people recycled. Even though operational, the runtime is different, but I think they do like a good minimum, like one of the minimums for BMT standards. BMT standards are harder than operational standards, but you know, just prepare. And I will say, as far as PT goes, please do not set yourself up and not prepare for PT before going. I think that some people, I've watched plenty of videos like, don't worry about it. I prepared, and I was still worried about it. And I've seen people who were like far from prepared, and they were some of the people who made it by this much, or didn't make it by this much, or got recycled from PT. That's where all of our recycles came from, like medical situations, and PT. So I'm gonna give my piece of advice, and I'm gonna say, work out, try to better yourself, your endurance, eat, like, you know what I'm saying, because you're already in the environment where you have to eat healthy. Well, you don't have to eat healthy, but it would be in your best interest. I don't know, it don't really matter. However, you're in an environment where you came there for a reason, and you're trying to leave accomplishing that goal, which is to graduate and to be a part of the United States Air Force or Marines, Army, whatever. Do your PT and know your standards, because I didn't even know the standards. I was preparing, but I didn't know the standards of like the push-ups and the sit-ups. So when it came down to the sit-ups, I was kind of worried. I was like, okay, push-ups, I got it down pat. The run, I think I got it down pat. The sit-ups, what? And it was like 38 of them mugs. I said, dang, in a minute? So know what you're getting yourself into, and prepare to, like, you know, achieve that. So yeah, if you have any other questions about my BMT experience, please comment them down in the comment section below. I am always in my comments, and I am always answering. So feel free, and keep in mind I have those other 2 videos come out. So stay on the lookout for that. And thank you for watching. I will see y'all later. Bye.